When you resigned from the APC in 2024, you had said, oh, there was lack of internal democracy in the APC. That same APC that you left, when you look back now, do you regret doing so? Because this is the same APC that people are dissolving into from other political parties. And they have even said in your own zone of Nigeria that Tinubu is a man. And then, of course, the logical question, it will be 2 years on May 29, 2 days from now, that President Tinubu assumed office on the basis of the renewed hope agenda. What will be your assessment of his scorecard?
Well, on the first one, Dr. Bati, you know, that people are dissolving into APC. I mean, my response is simple. Many of those going into APC are doing so out of selfish interests. They are not doing so out of the overriding interests of their constituents or the citizens of Nigeria. And largely, it's also a reflection of the fact that there are no alternative in terms of availability of parties, you know. Everybody, most of those, including governors, which is the shocking part for me. For me, when you see a governor decamping going to APC simply because he wants to guarantee second term, my simple analogy is that that person may be first unqualified to be holding such a position, because once you are a governor, the constitution has guaranteed you certain privileges which for life you will continue to enjoy, and those things were given largely because so that you now concentrate in terms of service delivery. You provide selfless service without fear of losing anything, you know. But here we are with people who clearly don't merit that kind of consideration which the Constitution of the Federal Republic has provided. Now, to your second question about the scorecard of President Tinubu and APC government for 2 years, I mean, it's predictable if anybody, based on my even previous writing, nothing has changed from almost 2 months after the coming of Asuwaju, when I saw the wrong step. You remember one of the first open letter I wrote to him was disturbing signals, raising alarm about how he is getting it wrong. And subsequently, I made the point that renewed hope had become renewed anger, so much so that people are agitated all over the place, you know. And being an insider, I was there and I have read the renewed hope document. I campaign on the basis of it. I can say I'm well informed in terms of the content of the renewed hope promises we have made. Nothing has come close so far to delivering on what we promised Nigerians, which is the disappointing part in terms of my assessment of President Asuwaju.
Okay. I
had very high rating of President Asuwaju, but to be honest, his performance in the last 2 years has betrayed whatever expectation I had of him.
So as you can see, more and more people like these former APC chieftain who have left the APC are now speaking up, you know, and talking about what Nigerians already told them about what the Bola Tinubu administration would look like. And it's a pity it took him 2 months into the administration to realize that Nigerians were right, especially Lagosians who told them that Bola Tinubu was not the right person to lead Nigeria. You know, one thing is to talk about the renewed hope agenda, which has become renewed anger, like he said, or renewed hardship or renewed suffering. Or another thing is to talk about this Nigeria First policy, which is another slogan for avoid slogan anyway that leads to nowhere, which we'll address anyway. So, but before we unpack all he talked about, if you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you've been following us, also like, share, and subscribe if you've not done so. And also share this channel with others as well. But make sure you watch this to the end. Now, let's get right into the crux of the matter here. For once, I agree with Daniel Bwala. one of Bola Tinubu's spokesperson, when he said that if you gave Bola Tinubu 30 years, he won't be able to fix the problems of Nigeria. I also agree with Wike when he said that APC is cancer. And obviously, both Wike and Daniel Bwala have become a member of this APC government now as well. But for once, the both of them were right. APC is cancer, and you can see the cancer that APC has brought Nigeria into, or the cancer they brought into Nigeria, rather. And obviously, you can see 2 years into Bola Tinubu administration, you can slowly confirm what Daniel Bwala said before, that in 30 years, Bola Tinubu will not be able to fix Nigeria. So I'm quoting him what Daniel Bwala asserted as well at that time. And that's why when you pivot that to the renewed hope agenda, you will realize that it was just all a slogan, regardless of whatever they mumbled up together to make the renewed hope agenda, whether it is healthcare, whether it is security, whether it's looking after the poor, the most vulnerable of the society, manufacturing, or improving our social amenities. They're all a lie. There's nothing remotely close to what Bola Tinubu promised that he has achieved. The only thing you want to point out is, Lagos-Calabar coastal road. But the question is, at what cost? The way and manner the contract was given, did it follow due process? The answer is still no. So at what cost? If you're supporting to say we're in that right direction, are we in the right direction? Let's take the Nigeria First policy first. We have a Nigeria First policy where the government, the president of Nigeria, leaves Nigeria to go to France for healthcare purpose, all in the name of, scorecarding himself after his first 2 years and assessing his government. And when Nigerians died, he didn't even bother coming back home. So when you leave the Nigerian hospitals to go patronize the French ones, to look after yourself, the question is that a Nigeria First policy? When the government cannot drive cars made by companies like Innocent Motors and the like, is that a Nigeria First policy? So let's all make sense with all of this. When you cannot fix electricity, but you get yourself solar panel to sort yourself out and leave Nigerians alone to suffer under the high cost of these electricity tariffs that you've now dropped on them, where they cannot even afford anyway, is that Nigeria First policy? How are businesses going to thrive or survive when your policy is actually taking money out of the pockets of the businesses and the people, and the businesses have closed anyway, and people have lost their job, and you say you want to create job? Remember, just today they're asking the National Assembly to approve, the Senate to approve another 27 point something million dollars to create jobs. When employment, that's a lie. The money is going to go down the drain. We're never going to see that because they're borrowing money for projects we cannot see, intangible projects, in the words of Senator Ali Ndume. Intangible project that we cannot put a hands on, but you say we empower people all over the country, but you cannot see that. So these guys were right from the beginning when they said, there's no way Bola Tinubu will fix Nigeria in 30 years. And the truth is this, they're close, they're right. Daniel Bwala was right. Bola Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria in 30 years. So if we go and borrow the words of all those people who are now working for Bola Tinubu, you realize that this government from beginning was doomed to fail. Because first of all, Nigerians didn't want the government because they realized it was not the right person. Secondly, Nigerians realized they didn't have the policies in the first place. It didn't show Nigerians how it was going to do the policies. So they're just moving cards around and see where it fits. If it fits right there, we'll say it fits that. If other people make this policy and suggestion, they run and implement it without having the right, people in place to do them. So as you can see, we're going nowhere under this administration. And this is why we have to keep speaking up, making sure that 2027, we get rid of all of these people who have been part of this administration, including its administration, to vote them all out in 2027. That's part of what we've been called to do as Nigerians, to make sure that we look at our government. If they're not performing, we remove them. After all, Bola Tinubu told us to, remove him if he doesn't perform. APC told us we've not done well, take us out. So we want to make sure that come 2027, because we know that APC has destroyed Nigeria, coming from PDP to APC. It's time to move on past all these kind of old politics without ideologies or agendas, and commitment to the people rather to themselves. Do you understand? So where we are right now is at a crossroad. We are at a very crucial point in our history, and we need to make sure that we make sure it counts, 2027 counts seriously. But again, if you look at Bola Tinubu in 2 years, would you obviously agree that he's failed or you think he's doing well? And for the ones who are saying that, look at what the last previous government did. It's still an APC government. Bola Tinubu still said APC did well. He still said Buhari was doing excellently well. I was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. So before we can say, oh, they put Nigeria in a bad shape, the current president said the previous president had done very well, excellently well. And it was going to continue from where the previous president stopped. So how can we then backtrack now to say, no, that he didn't say that, or is doing well considering where the previous government was before? It's failed on everything: security, healthcare, welfare of the people, and all of that. People are dying all over the country, so it's failed. It's an F9. So that's why we need to get rid of this government come 2027. We can't afford another 4 years from 2027 under the Bola Tinubu administration. So again, as I said before, put your comments in the comment section. Let us know what you think. And if you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. If you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. I will catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.